What is up, YouTube? It's Leah's mom, Ty. First, a disclaimer. All this right now, I've been cleaning the house. I feel very accomplished today. Leah is down taking a nap. I've done a homework assignment, and I'm in the midst of cleaning the house. And I thought, self, why don't you get this video recorded while Leah is asleep, and then when she wakes up, finish cleaning? So that is what I'm currently doing. So please excuse all of this. I have not got my eyebrows done in a week because my lady is sick and I don't trust nobody. So please excuse these brows, honey. And I just took down my braids that you've probably seen in all my other videos. So I have not yet washed and did all that good stuff. It is a process with hair, honey. So if you guys want to know about my process, how I treat my natural hair, because I have been natural for about 6 or 7 years now, and how I treat it and everything and get her all zhuzhed up once I take down braids and everything like that. So comment in the let me know in the comments below if that's something you want to see. I knew right away for a very young age, like most women, that not having a period or having a period every full blue moon or something like that is not normal. So we went to go see the doctor, and their normal response is to go on birth control, like they do to every young person that is not of childbearing age. They don't try to fix it. They just slap a band-aid on it and say, well, come back to me when you're trying to have children. Until then, stay on this birth control. So I just wanted to tell you guys a couple of the ways I knew I had a hormonal imbalance. All right, so hormones are produced by the endocrine system, and the endocrine system controls so much stuff. Your thyroid, your pituitary, it's just all your hormones go through your endocrine system. And a lot of women know they have like hyperthyroid or hypothyroid or Hashimoto's or any kind of other hormonal issue, knows that they're going to have a problem getting pregnant, because your hormones, without having a balanced hormone, it's so easy to slip into non-ovulatory cycles. Non-ovulatory cycles are long stretches of time you will go without a period. Now, when you are not of childbearing age, you like, hey, no period, yay. But when you are, you're like, when you're trying to conceive, every day you go without that period, you're like, really now? This is what we're doing, okay? Infertility is usually classified as unexplained infertility, usually. Now, not every time, so don't at me, but like 9 times out of 10 or 8 times out of 2 or whatever, a hormonal balance is going to be your issue, especially when it's unexplained. You can't have no reason, no endometriosis, no lupus, oh Lord, no fibroids, no polyps, no, your uterus is usually like squeaky clean, like it's the Mother Teresa down there, but yet you're not getting pregnant and they're taking your blood and they're telling you, oh no, your hormones, this is in whack, oh, your estrogen is perfect, your progesterone is pretty, and all this other, your testosterone is good, your cortisone levels are, but they're not really catching the whole picture. A lot of our doctors will tell you it's really hard to diagnose a hormonal imbalance, or you can just call it a hormonal imbalance, but it's really hard to to actually see which hormone is the one causing you the issues, because it can be one, it can be more than one, it could be all of them just simultaneously going cuckoo crazy inside your body. You don't know, you know what I mean? So it's hard to tell. Now, some of the ways, or some of the things to know, is that there are 4 phases of a menstrual cycle, and that is your menstrual cycle when you're bleeding and getting AF, and then there's the follicular when you're growing your eggs, and then it's the ovulatory when your egg has popped out and has traveled, and then there's the luteal phase where you're waiting that 2-week wait that is longer, that feels like a year. So those are the cycles that you wait for. But a person with an hormonal imbalance is kind of, you might have a crazy long first cycle. The menstrual cycle might be 30 days, or your luteal phase might be 100 days. Like, it can be super crazy having a hormonal imbalance. And some of the things to look for, I mean, you can kind of Google, because they a couple of vlogs or blogs or health sites will actually tell you, like give you a list by hormone, what some of the symptoms to look for are. And so you can look up estrogen and it'll say like, oh, you know, not sleeping and all these other things, and it'll be like boom, because that's estrogen is supposed to be the beginning of your cycle. During the menstrual cycle, you're supposed to be dominant with estrogen. Estrogen is supposed to be all up in there, but you know, during your luteal phase, it's supposed to be progesterone. That's what keeps you pregnant and the baby baking and everything like that. And it's higher temperatures, and you know, it's a couple of things that you can look for with that. It's cortisol can be, you know, that's your stress hormone. It regulates your body's stress. And what else? There's just so many, and there's so many reasons why your hormones can be thrown out of balance. There can be diabetes, Hashimoto's, hyperthyroid, hypothyroid, what else? PCOS, and even being on birth control for a really long time. And if you're wondering, my list is down here if I'm looking down. And so just knowing that those things, any of those, even genetics can be a reason why you just have a hormonal imbalance. Like your mother could have had the same kind of infertility issues, and your grandmother before that, or it could skip a generation. Mine had 6 kids, my mother, so I'm pretty sure that's not it. And then it can be environmental also. Like we live in a world with toxins, people are polluting, dumping, you know, Flint got dirty water. I live in Michigan, you know, so I know better than anyone, you know. And as a person that has worked in healthcare, in the OBGYN infertility field, where I worked with some amazing doctors, 2 of which were an endocrinologist and an MFM, which is a maternal fetal medicine, which is high risk doctors seeing, you know, any reason, preeclampsia, multiple babies, and all that other good stuff. Like, and I've learned so much from working for them. But the thing that I learned the most is that hormonal imbalances are the devil, because they're the hardest ones to diagnose and understand and get back into whack. Because they have their times when they take these labs and everything like that. Cycle day 3 is when we're doing estrogen, checking your you know, testosterone and all these other labs. And then 21 is when they're testing your progesterone. But if they're not testing them on the right day at the right time, because not everyone has a 28-day, not everybody has a 30-day cycle, not everybody has a 34 or 35-day, and that's what's considered normal. But people, especially women with PCOS, can have 100-day cycles and everything, and you can get pregnant and have a perfectly healthy baby within that 100 days. Like, but catching that that one day out of that 100 days where you can actually get pregnant is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. It's just dang on impossible. So, you know, that's why a lot of women are diagnosed with unexplained infertility. And we all know there's no such thing as unexplained. You can't explain it, but there is a reason. You just can't find it. So, que sera, sera. But some of the ways I knew, starting from a very young age, I was only diagnosed with PCOS 1 year ago, and that's because they found the ring of cysts on my ovaries. But other than that, like, I would get my Labstron, testosterone, cortisone, Lepidol, estrogen, progesterone, everything would be within its normal range at the time that it's supposed to be. Well, not progesterone, because I still have those super long cycles. Why can't I remember that word? Super long cycles. And so it would be like, I don't know, it's unexplained infertility, and now mine is considered secondary unexplained infertility, because I already have a daughter. I already have a child. who is a daughter. And so it's harder when they don't know what the issue is. You get HSGs, you get SOS, well, sonohistograms, and you get, you know, semen analysis. Well, not you personally, but you get every test under the sun, only for them to tell you that it is unexplained. So a hormonal imbalance, which I knew from a young age, from missing periods and having super long periods, from when before I had Leah, I would have super long periods. When I say super long, one time I had to be admitted to the hospital because when you have long periods, you don't have to just have it like and bleed until you can't bleed anymore. Sorry, TMI. This is about to get a little bit TMI. So if you don't want to hear it, go ahead and skip past because it's about to get a little graphic. So when you are bleeding, you don't actually have to bleed. You can actually call your doctor and let them know, okay, I've had like a 15-day period now, and they can prescribe you medication, usually a Premarin, which is an estrogen that will stop the period. Well, mine would not stop. It was just blood after blood after blood. I had to end up having what am I thinking of? A blood transfusion. Your hemoglobin should be between 12 and 13 and 16, and mine was a 7 and dropping. By the time I got my blood transfusion, my hemoglobin was a 5. Your organs will start to shut down at a 3 because it's not enough blood in your body to circulate, and it's chugging along and you feel like crap, and that's another video to explain later. But after I had Leah, it was the complete opposite. I had super light periods where only 3 days was an actual flow of any kind, whereas before it would be just spotting, then the actual 3 days of a regular flow, and then more days of spotting. So I'm still averaging about 10 to 12 days of a period now that I've had my first child. And that was after I came off the birth control the second time. Well, you know what? After this second child, my husband is getting a vasectomy, and I'm never going on birth control again. I might just get all this taken out. How about that? I don't know yet. We gonna see. But some of the ways you know that you have a hormonal imbalance is sugar cravings. I crave sugar all the time. Like, my brain is always sending out signals that I need to eat Snickers, and I know, I'll be like, brain, you don't need that Snicker, and then my brain be like, but you do though, but you do. And cookies and cakes and all these other bad things for me, and I eat relatively healthy food, but when it comes to junk food, that's my kryptonite. I ain't even gonna lie. And that is a way to know, because it's one thing to crave sugar, like, you know what, a cookie would be good, and then it's another thing to have like 900 cookies in one sitting and not be satisfied. That's not normal, and it's probably a tell that you have a hormonal imbalance. Stubborn belly fat. Now, women have trouble losing weight, and then there's women with PCOS. It's even harder to lose weight, but women with PCOS having a more of a hormonal imbalance, you get more, it's harder to lose weight, especially in the belly area. You can lose weight and it'll fluctuate, and you can lose weight after, you know, basically drinking water or living like naked and afraid, like eating twigs and berries and just water, and you still only lose like 10 pounds, and then next thing you know, you look at a donut or you eat a piece of cake or a little bit of banana pudding, and then next thing you know, you gain 12 pounds. So it is a lot harder to lose weight, but belly fat, like, you lose weight in other places, but the belly fat doesn't seem to be going anywhere. You could have a hormonal imbalance. Irritability is another one. Like, just there's one thing, if your attitude is normally pretty level, and then out of nowhere you'll just go from, you know, one to snap, crack, and pop, or like snap like a twig. Like, there you are, just minding your own business, and someone steps on your foot, and you like, you know, you done committed a felony, like right there in your head, and it happened. but it's nothing you can do about it. So I mean, that is a sign usually, you know, maybe not if you're PMSing, because I think that might be all women, but just irrational irritability unless you're pregnant is not normal. Could be a hormonal imbalance. And headaches. I usually used to get headaches a lot, so I know when my headaches are related to my anemia. And I know what they feel like, and having it for so long, I've controlled, and I can feel what type of headache it is. And if you get a headache every now and again, that's perfectly normal. Could be some environmental issue, or just like, you know, just some issue. But it's usually, if it's consistent on a daily basis, for some reason, you know, you might want to get it checked out, because it could be a hormonal imbalance. Trouble sleeping, you know, there is, of course, people that have insomnia just off GP, or just, you know, but if you like running all day doing everything, and then, you know, you drop down at night and sleep, and your head's still turning around like a jukebox or something like that, and you're just thinking about what you're gonna do the next day, how you gonna, you know, spend your time, what book you're gonna read, what TV show you didn't watch, it's a chance that you have a hormonal imbalance, because you're not getting that signal to your brain to shut it all off and go to sleep. So you would check that out. And of course, the number one way to know, well, not way to know, but signs pointing to you having a hormonal imbalance is an irregular period, because a normal cycle is from 28 to 34 to 35 days. And of course, a person with PCOS, you can get, I mean, you can TV can turn on and you'll get a period. I mean, it's no rhyme or reason for when you'll get your cycle. So it's definitely irregular periods. It's definitely a way to know that you might have a hormonal imbalance. So I hope this video was helpful, or told you a little something that you didn't know. If it did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and please comment down below with any I would like to do a Q&A, so any questions you might have for me, or would like to know, or some videos you would like to see, go ahead and let me know in the comments below, because I would love to do some good stuff, give you guys good content, things that you want to see, because with me being new, I'm still learning this whole algorithm and trying to figure out what people want to see, but also want to give you me, because I can only be Ty. So thanks for watching. Go ahead and give this a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Thanks so much for watching this video, and if you are a subscriber, thanks so much for coming back. I love you guys. Talk to you soon.